I'm Carsten Reinhardt from Avery, no, I should say CCL Industry, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, CCL is our mothership, our owner, but the business I'm working with is mostly the Avery or Avery Zweckform business here in Germany.
Yeah, so Avery Zweckform, you know, I come a little bit closer. Avery Zweckform, you're so tall, it's amazing. Still, yeah. So Avery Zweckform, it's a company mostly known for pre-formatted designs and stuff like that. Do I have it right in mind?
Our core is labels that you print yourself at your office or at home. So we are selling these famous yellow boxes with pre-die-cutted labels, and you get design tools from us. Then you can create your own designs, and yeah, we offer lots of templates with this pre-designed stuff. That's true. Yeah. But also our other core or our root is form books. So the funny product out of Germany that is still loved by many consumers, filling out forms, funny enough.
Yeah, definitely. But I see something at My Taxi and Uber, they do it digitally, so maybe there's something moving.
It's in decline.
So, but anyway, so if you're looking at Avery Zweckform, your business normally manually or analog, you serve a box and the people can print it at home. And since September last year, you're online with WePrint, right?
We are live with WePrint in Germany since January this year. However, we are also live in the UK already since July last year, so almost a year now in the UK. And WePrint is a new service that we want to offer to our customers, and that is about transitioning this do-it-yourself into we do it for you. But it's the same product at the end. So at the end you have a sheet of labels, or now in Germany even a roll of labels.
Roll-up labels too. Yeah, oh, that's great. So and the base, the architecture of all of this is not a huge shop system like a commercial one. It's an open one, right?
It is indeed open source based. So it is based on Magento plus the extension here from CloudLab called printQ. We decided for that architecture about 2 years ago when our project started. And yeah, it's pretty amazing what you can do with open source these days.
I remember we had some discussions. I was very scary about that. So now after 2 years, what can you say? Did Magento hold the promise, or did it hold what you keep in mind on that?
Maybe I need to step back even more, because we started with Magento even on a prior project about 7 years ago, also on Magento, a completely different version and not as mature as today. But we kind of scrapped that project completely about 2 years ago and started all over. So we pushed the virtual reset button, so to say. Yeah, so we started again with Magento because we still think and still think today that Magento is a pretty robust environment. Is heavily supported by so many people around the world. The community is great. It's robust, it's stable, it's scalable, yeah, pretty solid environment.
So stable might be the right word to point out. So Avery is not a small company, and CCL either. So even bigger, I think. But it's amazing that you're using a free software. Is it really scalable for all your needs? How many shops do you have online on that?
I didn't reach any limitation yet. Today, as I'm standing here, I'm running 6 storefronts on one single instance. And we have ideas for more.
So normally I would say, okay, there are not many orders, but you're active in Australia, but also in Europe and America?
In the US, we are active as well, but that is not my domain. However, I can confirm that also our colleagues in the US are using Magento as the shopping cart feature, not as holistic as we use it here with printQ. But yeah, Magento is also the shopping cart in the US, correct.
And if you have a shop here, it's located in Europe?
Yes, the system that is here live in Europe is hosted here in Germany, and we are serving the UK and Germany these days. Australia got its own local server because the latency from Europe to Australia is just not acceptable. It will be a very bad customer experience.
And yeah, but the funny thing is you have a time zone. Yeah, maybe that helps a little bit by production. Anyway, so looking at that system you developed, so you developed the shop out of a scratch to rebuild a new, right? And so how long did it take for you to set up a first theme, to set up a first environment?
So if I think back in 2014, the whole project started around summer 2014 with an agency that created the concept and did all the user experience design, the layout of the shop. And then we actually started developing together here with CloudLab in about October. And then we launched the shop in July. So roughly 9 months, just for the UK as the launch country. However, I would say we easily spent 3 months of the 9 by just building a platform that can scale. And it's not just for the UK. It was always built with scalability and future rollouts in mind.
That's cool. But still coming back to Magento, what was the reason to choose CloudLab as a partner in that game? Was it Magento because we're already on Magento, or was it because they have a special functionality?
I think it was a combination of both, actually. As we had this experience with Magento with our prior pilot project, I have been really keen to use Magento as well in this case. And it was just, good luck that I found CloudLab via Google. It was just a Google research. When I saw that homepage from CloudLab, it was kind of that's it. Now I'm here. And we did the successful project with them now since 2 years. Yeah.
CloudLab is very well known for the shop environment and so on. So do we also serve the production side, or is it just for the skinning and the e-commerce processes?
No, actually, we have a fully automated integration into our production environment in the UK. So our setup today is that we produce everything for Europe in the UK and ship wherever it's needed. Our production environment is fully digital, and we have a tight integration into Magento. And you could say that 2 minutes after the customer has submitted the order and it's paid and it's approved by the payment provider, 2 minutes later we have the order on the shop floor, and the operators could print it if they want.
That's cool. Talking about the need of an online print market, or especially the users of online print market, if I order a box of labels, so how long will it take for me to get that?
If you order it, I would say before lunchtime here in Germany, you have it in your office the next day.
On the next day. So the customer has to pay extra on that?
Not now. We are thinking about different options here because we are almost surprised how quick that goes. We are also using a premium shipment provider, which is UPS, and they are picking up the printed goods late in the afternoon in the UK, and it's just overnight that it's then landing here in Germany. And we are also thinking about kind of low-key shipment options as well.
Okay, yeah, let's see how it works out. So, any new products on the ramp? Because just labeling might be boring, isn't it?
I mean, we are still so early days. Of course, we are always thinking about new products like different materials and so on and so forth. But I think we are still only walking. We are not running yet. And therefore, as for now, we are just trying to ramp it up. I just mentioned the row labels, so that's a cool new addition because Avery Tech is not really known for row labels. It's rather the sheet business. So that's quite an experiment for us to see can we convince our trusted and loyal consumers to go with us this path and also buying row labels. But the good thing is you might design your label with us once and still order a sheet. And 6 months later, your demand has grown, and now it makes financially sense to order row labels, and you can use the design. So you don't need to start from scratch. You just use the same design, apply it to the row, and off you go. So that's our latest innovation, so to say, from our point of view.
Oh, cool. I did not expect that, I did not know that. I must look at that and write in my blog about this. So, but now looking back on the project, you're a very professional IT guy, and I know you, and you're the guy with a perfect project map and so on, and yeah, I think so. And with all the ideas in mind, what we can do and so on. And at the end of the day, if you start a project, what were some circumstances you did not think about? Is there something what you not really expected?
Well, there's so many surprises on such a complex project. Maybe looking back, it is one key thing that is always important to consider very carefully is data quality. It clearly costed me lots of new gray hair to launch the site in the UK back in June last year, to kind of clean and to clean again the data and re-upload it maybe 10 times or something. And data quality is so important, especially if you are on this full automation path as we are, as we want to have it touch-free without any human intervention. You can't do that without clean data. So it's one of my advices to really look carefully at data quality. And it was definitely a surprise to me as how complex that was. Yeah.
So using Magento, there are so many, or Magento, some people call it Magento, some call it Magento. Using that application, using that shop system, you have an opportunity to use themes. And by using themes, there are a lot of themes free in the market. So did you develop your own theme, or how did you go on with that?
Yes, definitely. We created our own design, or CloudLab at the end implemented it for us. So we went really to a professional agency in the UK to give our shop our own look and feel, and thus that ended up in our own theme. But that's easy to do. I mean, well, easy, quote unquote. But Magento gives you all that flexibility and the power to really skin your shop as you want it. If I want to launch a new store tomorrow, I can give it a different theme, but still on the same server, so that's quite flexible.
So thank you very much for coming by. I really appreciate that you had some time for us today. And so thank you, Carsten Reinhardt from Avery Zweckformer and CCL. Thank you very much. Give him a big hand, please. So at the end of his day, at the end of his nearly 45 minutes, I'm really happy that you're here today, that you were here today. And if you want to read a little bit more, just look at my blog Beyond Print. There's more to read about e-business and e-commerce, especially in print. And so I hope I see you tomorrow again if you speak German, because tomorrow we have a German session again. And so have a nice drupa. Enjoy the time in Düsseldorf. Take care. Bye-bye.